Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well. It's Saturday today, and if you'd watched my previous video you'll know that the plans for yesterday was to get the kitchen all cleared out and to knock through where the window was above the sink. Now I am saying was because yesterday ran smoothly and Sam and his work friends managed to get everything all cleared out, so it's so weird being stood from the hallway being able to see straight through into the extension. So I will take you downstairs to show you what that looks like in a moment, but Sam was able to get some clips yesterday of him doing some of the work, so I'll attach that here. From the previous clips that you will have just seen, you can obviously tell that it was so chaotic yesterday. Sam tried to get a couple of little clips. He said that he forgot to do certain areas, but I'll take my hat off to him for trying to film as much as he could. And yeah, I came back to an absolute bomb site. A clear bomb site, but it was just so dusty when I arrived back home from work, and they were still finishing off little bits and bobs, so it was quite overwhelming walking into a totally different space. But it just makes me so excited for the next step of the renovation work. So alongside ripping the kitchen cabinets out yesterday, the electrician was over and he disconnected the oven and basically disconnected all of the sockets as well so that the wall can get knocked through. And also Sam took the radiators off as well, which I didn't know he was doing. So a lot did get done yesterday, and I'm going to stop rambling and just take you downstairs so that you can see exactly what it looks like. Now the dogs are so confused because now obviously they've got the bifold doors which they can go out to, as well as the side door, which I'm calling it a side door now, which originally was our back door, but I suppose the bifolds are now our back. So yeah, it's just a bit confusing for them. Sorry, the camera battery died at totally the wrong time, but this is currently what the kitchen extension looks like from the hallway. So I don't want to pan it around too much because the camera does not like the light coming through the bifold doors here, so I'll try and pan it around as much as I can without the lighting being affected, but it may go dark here and there. But as you can see, compared to the last clip on my previous video, the kitchen has all been officially ripped out. The radiators are now gone as well, and Sam has just moved the fridge freezer over to here for the time being. So everything that was across here, across this back bit, all of the kitchen cabinets that were down this side, and the stained glass window has all been removed. Now, Sam was able to take out the stained glass window successfully, so I have got that, and we'll keep that safe until the bar area is done, because I would like to use that in there. Yeah, as you can see, all of the tiles have also been ripped off. Here we have come across a gas pipe, which Sam didn't realise we had. Now, our oven was an electric oven, but obviously prior to that it must have been gas at some point. So Sam's uncle is going to come over, I think, over the next week just to try and sort this out so that we've not got any sort of gas issues for when we have this wall knocked through. And all the holes here are where the sockets all once were. So this is all pretty much prepped and ready for this wall to come down. And Sam decided on taking the whole of the ceiling off, pretty much strip it right back so that our electrician basically can access it a lot easier. And it means that all Sam has to do is just board and plaster over it, as opposed to trying to plaster over the Artex, which from experience is a bit more of a faff. And then as you come out into the extension area, it's just obviously all opened up. And looking pretty much the same in here. This is where the sink once was, and all of this pipe work here Sam's got to work on, because in the middle here where you can see this wall, on the other side of it we're going to have like a kitchen island coming out here, which is going to have the sink in as well. So he's got quite a bit of groundwork to do in that respect. So he's already dug this bit out ready for when this wall gets knocked through. And then if I take you around to the dining room, he has taken the patio doors out, and again it's just made such a massive difference. And in here at the moment, I think Sam's just got to organise all of this stuff on the left hand side here. Apologies, I just had to cut the clip off there because I had a delivery. But as I was saying, we've just got to get all of this bit sorted out here. I think at the back here, a lot of this stuff is for the downstairs toilet, so all the bathroom bits for that. And I'm not so sure about the other bits. I think Sam's got to sort that bit out, and we have got to sort out the garden shed so that we can fit deck chairs in there. And then across this side, quite a lot of this stuff is going off to charity, so I do need to get this cleaned up before it gets taken away on Thursday. And I have got here an IKEA set I will be using in the extension. As you can see, the doggies have tuned it ever so slightly, but the actual furniture itself is in perfect condition. So I think we've got to find somewhere to store this, probably upstairs for the time being, until the extension gets sorted out. But again, Sam has taken the ceiling out of here, and then we did have a radiator across this side, which he's also taken off. But you can probably get the gist of what the extension will end up looking like once this wall has been knocked through. I mean, it's made such a difference already just opening this space out. And from the bifold doors, this is pretty much what it's going to look like. Obviously you can't see the wall behind there. But in this area, as mentioned in previous videos, we're going to have sort of like a dining space across this side, and then sort of seating area across here. Because as you can see out into the garden, the sun shines through quite nicely and fills this space in the evening. So it'll be quite nice just to have an extra living area coming off of the kitchen. And then here, I think we're going to potentially have a television on this wall, and then the IKEA set sort of like underneath it. I think it's like a cabinet with a couple of drawers underneath it. So I think it'll just finish it off quite nicely. But yeah, this is the state of what we're currently dealing with at the moment. It just feels so surreal that you can actually see from the front door straight through to the back. And already Rosie is absolutely loving it. She's been sort of sat staring out at the birds in the garden, which is such a nice feeling, knowing that she can sit and enjoy watching the world go by out of the back, which hopefully means that they won't be distracted too much from the front either. So yeah, that is a massive renovation update for you with such big changes. I think this is definitely the biggest change we've had since moving in, especially when you're knocking walls through and stuff. Tomorrow we will be going out to IKEA to pick up some furniture for the nursery. So again, that's more sort of renovation updates. Time is flying by, so I want to try and stay as organised as possible, and it means that whilst Sam is continuing on with renovation work out in the extension that I can't help him with, at least I can get furniture bits put together in the nursery and also get it all decorated and sorted out ready for her arrival. Apologies if you can hear the tumble dryer in the background. I'm hoping that by me waffling on it's going to drain out that noise. But it's currently Wednesday today, and I don't know if I mentioned this in my previous video or whether I've mentioned it in this video or whether I have at all. I have no idea. My baby brain is at an all-time high at the moment, but we are having our fence panels replaced tomorrow. So Thursday there is a lot going on. We're having the fence panels replaced at the back of the garden. If you'd have watched my previous videos, you will have seen, because I definitely know that I have shown the damaged fence panels across the back. They have basically moved, and a lot of them are currently resting on our neighbours' trees and bushes and things like that, and a lot of the fence panels have broken at the bottom, so you see a gap between our garden and theirs. Now we have dogs and they have dogs, and we have looked in our deeds and we do think that the fence panels across the back are ours, so we are getting those changed, and we was going to wait a little longer to get those done, but I honestly don't know how much longer those fence panels are going to be able to stay up for. So made the sensible decision to get it done now, and the person that's doing it has had a free slot become available tomorrow. So like everything else in this house, everything seems to be working at a very quick rate at the moment. Things are just happening here, there and everywhere, but I will be pleased when that is done. Not only is that being done tomorrow, but our wall is being taken out. So I am absolutely petrified for this next stage of the renovation, because it is a load bearing wall. Sam has got to put a lintel in its place, and he is ruining the lounge. I can't believe I'm saying this, but he needs to be able to access the lintel from the lounge. We was going to have a bit of a lip in the kitchen and avoid touching the lounge wall, but we want to do these things properly, and it just makes sense to make a little bit of a mess in the lounge just so that the lintel can be installed properly. So tomorrow Sam and a couple of work friends will be here knocking that wall through and putting that lintel in place. Sam's ordered a couple of extra acros. He has got a couple to hand already, but he needs quite a lot just to prop up, obviously, upstairs. And I'm so pleased I am not here tomorrow whilst that is all happening, because my stress levels would have been through the roof. With all of that happening tomorrow, it means that we can really clear out that space as much as we possibly can, ready for the kitchen surveyor to come next week. Now we have actually got a British Heart Foundation collection happening tomorrow as well, so there's 3 big things going on, and I have officially boxed up all of the charity stuff that's in the nursery at the moment. So I've got 4 boxes up here, another 2 downstairs, and all I've got to do this afternoon is just clean up the furniture and make sure that it's not dusty, ready for them to collect tomorrow. On the topic of kitchens, I didn't mention this in my previous video, but we have officially put a deposit down on a kitchen, and we have gone with Wren Kitchens in the end. So we did get a couple of quotes to compare against each other. There was even one place that still haven't got back to us after 3 weeks of leaving everything with them. So I think because it's been that length of time now, we've just decided that we're not going to go with them. But again, this is another scary step in the renovation progress, because kitchens are not cheap. I mean, we've only paid for supply only, because luckily Sam can install the kitchen himself, and it was expensive even without the fit, so God only knows how much more it would have been to have paid someone to do it for us. The only thing that Sam isn't actually installing is the worktop, so we decided to go for a quartz worktop, and because of this, Wren actually sends somebody out to install it, which is music to Sam's ears, because that is one thing that Sam really did not want to mess up at all. Everything else is just going to come built as it is, so it's just a case of obviously putting everything in the correct places, plumbing everything in. So hopefully after the surveyor has been next week, we can get everything all properly ordered and delivered in time for, I would say, sort of end of September, start of October. Now I am feeling quite positive with the pace that everything is going at, and I do feel like there hasn't been anything that has held us up just yet. I'm really hoping that it stays that way so that we can get most things done before baby girl arrives. Moving on to the nursery prep, we did go to IKEA on Sunday to pick up a wardrobe wardrobe and a set of drawers. Now, I was disappointed because I thought that I would have bought more in IKEA than what I actually did. All that I picked up that was extra on top of the wardrobe and doors was a cellular blanket and also some lighting to go inside the wardrobe, which is not exciting whatsoever. But we did pop across to Mama's and Papa's and picked up a couple of little things. I'm sure at some point I will show you what we bought. At the moment we have just got all of the furniture stored in the nursery ready for me to build. Now I'm hoping that over the next week or so I'll be able to get that all built and put into its place, but I do need to make sure that Sam is also here, or he's at least around whilst I do that, so that he can help me with some of the heavier bits. But the sooner I do that the better really, because I feel like I'm growing by the day and I don't want to be heavily pregnant trying to put together flat pack furniture. Now, before I end this video, I just wanted to give you one last update of what everything looks like before the kitchen wall gets knocked through. So as you can see, the acros have been put in place in the kitchen, ready to hold up everything that's above. And then coming into the extension, everything is pretty much looking the same. I've got the big pile of charity stuff here ready to go. And then in the dining room, again, we've got the acros in place, just holding the ceiling above. And also we did have the replacement double glaze unit fitted, so we had that delivered from a manufacturer's and that has now been installed, which has made such a big difference in the extension. And then coming across the back here, this is just one final update of the rotten fence panels that have all broken before we get the new ones installed. And as you can see, it's very, very wonky. And then coming back into the extension, I'll just quickly show you what the glass looks like. It's just brightened up the space so much more and looks better than the board that was there blocking the window off. And now I can finally say that we are officially watertight, and I cannot wait for this kitchen wall to be knocked through over the next couple of days.